guys. You know I'm at home vlogging when there's this window in the background because all I do is lay in bed at home. Today is Saturday, March 17th. I just had to remember what the letter 3 stands for. Also, 3 is a number, not a letter. I worked for 6 days in a row. Maggie, you have your ball. What do you have? Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. Good boy. Yay! Are you a good boy? Are you a good boy? Yay, good boy! Shivy. Good girl! Go in your room. Go in your room. Stay in your room. Stay in your room. Hi, Winston! Hello! This boy's name is Winston and he's so happy. And I'm so emo, he's blonde! Today was my first day off. I probably should have vlogged earlier in the day to show you the happenings as they were happening, but you know, here we are now. I went to brunch today, then we went to several bookstores because we were just getting out of the house as a family together, and what do families do better than going to a bookstore? If you're unaware, I live in North Texas, so we go to Half Price Books, and then I wanted to show my parents the bookstore called Recycled Books in Denton. It's beautiful. Here's some pictures. Oh my god, it's so pretty. Follow me on Snapchat for more updates. I brought a box of books to Half Price Books to get money for it, and I got $66. I could have just taken the money and run, but why do that when I can buy books? So I got a little handful. Let me show you them. The first thing I got was this tiny little Penguin Classics tiny edition of Kate Chopin. I thought this was just one short story, A Pair of Silk Stockings, but it's actually 4 short stories, and one of them I've already read, The Story of an Hour, and I love it. I just sat down and read the first one out of here too, and it's so good. I just love Kate Chopin. Got this one. Speaking of Kate Chopin, I also bought a copy of The Awakening and Other Short Stories because I've read The Awakening and I own it in like an ugly edition. I just think this cover is really, really pretty, and I do want to read more of her short stories other than what's in that tiny edition. On today's edition of Sarah Made Me Do It, I decided to pick up Ella Enchanted. I never read this as a kid. I kind of know what it's about. I don't think I've even seen the movie all the way through, but I love kids' books, especially classics. I trust Sarah's opinion. This is like one of her top 3 favorite books, so we're gonna do that. Then I got this book that I've kind of had my eye on, and I don't think any of you have heard of it. Maybe you have, and I'm just pretentious. Anyway, it's called If on a Winter's Night a Traveler by it's an Italian dude. Italo Calvino. I could be wrong in describing it this way. I could be remembering it wrong, but this is a book where each chapter ends like abruptly and then it moves to a different like story. And it's not a book of short stories, it's a novel, but the point is that none of the stories have endings, I think. It just sounded really fascinating, and I read the first chapter, and the first chapter by itself is so cool because it like breaks the fourth wall and it's like addressing the reader. I've never read anything like this before. It's kind of risky. I probably won't read it for a few years, but it was like $3 and I got it. And the last book I got from Half Price Books I already own, but I love this cover and I had to get it in this edition. It's I'll Give You the Sun by Jandy Nelson. This is the UK cover. It's beautiful. This is in my top 5 favorite books of all time. It's so gorgeous. It's about a pair of twins named Jude and Noah. It's set in 2 different timelines. It's about art school and boys and sexuality, and it's so freaking good. I think this is my 3rd copy of it, but I don't even care. I love it. I don't know if any of y'all live near Half Price Books, but there's lots of copies of these there because they started stocking that type. So once again, after that we went to Recycled Books. I did not realize that they were so cheap. I ended up getting 3 books full price. This would have been $56, but I got it for $18. This first book I almost got at Half Price Books, but it was a really ugly cover and it was like $9, and I got it there for $6 in the cover that I wanted, and it's Vox by Nicholson Baker. This book is told entirely through like a phone sex conversation. I just read this on the Amazon preview because that alone enticed me, and it was so hard to put down. So I figured this is a short book. I can probably read it in one sitting. It's unlike anything I've read before, and it's risque. Next, I got When Breath Becomes Air Air by Paul Kalanithi. It's about a neurosurgeon who got lung cancer. I just feel like this is gonna be one of those books that I read it and underline something on every page. It sounds so good and everyone loves it, and it's a #1 New York Times bestseller. I'm just stoked to read this, and it was $6. Recycled books is here for me. And the last book I got, I was just scrolling through the feminism section, not really expecting to pick up anything, but then I found this. This is Bygone Badass Broads by Mackenzie Lee. Again, this was $6 and it's originally $20. This is just one of those books that goes through little biographies of different women in the world. It's called 52 Forgotten Women Who Changed the World, so it's about women that I've never heard of. That's everything I got. I have something else to show you really quick. Today, we also stopped by Storage pretty briefly because tomorrow Jay Kristoff and Amy Kaufman are coming to my local Barnes & Noble for a book signing, so I went to go get those 2 books out of Storage. And while I was there, I was like, haven't seen my Shatter Me books in a while, let's find them. And I did, and I ended up taking them home. So there they all are. This is my entire Shatter Me book collection, and this doesn't even include like all the swag. Ignore the mess. My life's a mess. Grand tour, shall we? Coverless Shatter Me arc, regular arc, hardcover, my original first time I ever read this book. So yeah, she's old. This is the paperback of this cover. They don't print anymore. These are the Australian covers that Chammy sent me. The hardback of Shatter Me that just came out. My paperback edition of Shatter Me that I got originally and then annotated later. Someone sent me this library cover of Shatter Me. My copy of Furthermore that I bought. The box set still in its casing. My Unravel Me arc. Also this one has quote in it. Original Unravel Me hardcover. Paperback Unravel Me that I annotated. The series in German. This is the first one, second, third. This one's still in the plastic. I've read this one, haven't read the rest yet. Coverless Furthermore arc, 2 audiobooks. Unite Me, which I really need to annotate as well, but I refuse to reread Fracture Me. My beloved Ignite Me manuscript, which I'm so blessed to have. That was a gift. Won this copy of Ignite Me in a giveaway. Paperback of Ignite Me. My hardcover of Ignite Me. Restore Me regular version. Restore Me Barnes & Noble. Arcs of middle grade book and finished copies. These are the pre-order tattoos that came out in 2014. Some Shatter Me swag from 2011 that's like priceless. Bookmarks, coasters, pens, some necklaces and stuff that people have made for me over the years. Sector 45T, Shatter Me bookmarks. This is one of 2 Shatter Me mugs I have, and I think there's jewelry inside of it. A lotion and perfume that's Warner scented. Oh wait, here's another book I got from Half Price Books. It's a memoir about a girl in Paris. And I wasn't anticipating I would buy this, but then I opened it, and it's like little tiny sections, and I was like, oh, that makes it doable. That's everything. We're at a book signing. I'm sitting on the floor, and I'm wearing a dress, so it's a really good day. I've got a lot of questions for Amy and Jay, and then I'm going to turn it over to you guys, and you guys get to ask some questions. So we're going to have a lot of fun today. You guys ready? Yeah. Okay, as my personal icon, Mindy Kaling, once said, yeah, I have a lot of questions. Number 1, how dare you?
That is the #1 question that we get.
Yeah.
Is people just, we wake up, because we're in Australia, right? So we wake up every morning and you guys have had your whole day and it's just coming to the end of the day. And it's a whole day worth of people all caps tweeting at us. And usually it's just like, how dare you? And I'm like, there are so many things this could refer to. I'm actually not sure where to start. So usually I just quote tweet it and write because I can, and then do the little emoji with a halo. Just to taunt them further, I guess.
We're in line. I totally cut in front of 6 people. That was fake news. You didn't hear that. I'm sweating so bad. They're right there. How was it?
It was great. I was a peanut and didn't talk.
I'm just sweating and like, hi.
Every place.
They're literally right behind us. Let's move. I feel like you should introduce yourselves.
Hi.
Do that self-promo.
My name is Michaela Pierce. I used to do booktube. I don't do it anymore because I suck at it. But I do have an Instagram where I post like kind of cute pictures like once a month.
Okay, too long. What about you?
I'm Lizzie Seitz. I still do booktube and I'm just behind, but you can look it up by that name.
All right. Yeah. Links in the down bar. That's my dad. Hi, Dad. Hi kids, as you can see, I'm back. I was rereading this, so like what can I say that I'm not gonna say in my review? I don't know if I mentioned this at all, so I'll go ahead and get into it. Ignore this hair. I have to go shower before work, which is in an hour. I'm rereading it for a second time, and I'm currently on page 226, and I'm adding sticky tabs to my favorite parts. It's so good. Fight me. I have a whole discussion coming up as soon as I finish this reread, or I might even film it today when I haven't finished rereading it. It smells like complete ass in my room because whenever I left like a to-go box of food. I couldn't even tell you what this is, but it's literally bubbling bone apple tit. Okay, I just wanted to update y'all that I'm back at school now, so. Hey sisters! Oh, I hate that I just said that. I haven't vlogged in a whole half a week. Today it is Monday, April 2nd, 4:51 p.m. I didn't vlog the entire weekend because it was Easter weekend. I was home. I worked for 2 days. I told myself, you know what? Heck it. I'm gonna reread Restore Me for a 4th time. I didn't get to that, shockingly. I actually read a really random book that I just heard about on Twitter, and I was like, whatever, I'll pick it up. It sounds like porn. It's called Rhapsody, not of the bohemian sort, and it's by Laura Thalassa. I don't remember, it's something. Again, I just found this book on Twitter because I'd been following a lot of Shatter Me accounts, and they read other books because they have lives. And they've been going on and on about this book called Rhapsody in the Bargainer series, and I was like, okay. And as far as I knew going into it, it was like Akamath, Fae, Wings. So I read it completely blindly. I read it in like 2 days. I ended up giving it 3 stars. I can see why people really like this, and I think if you liked Akamath, then you would like this, so it makes sense. But at the same time, it's not a great book. The idea is solid, the character types are solid, like everything's good to go. It just was executed so badly. It needed more. This is such a mean criticism to make, but like the one thing I think of is just I wish a different person had written it. Like if Lee Bardugo would have written this story, it would be like 5 stars, best book ever. The way the author wrote it just felt like she could have taken so many more risks and written so much more detail and gone into the character relationships and just done more. It's weird because it's written in like a new adult style. Like it feels like you're reading a Jennifer L. Armentrout book because it's like, oh my sweet Jesus, I saw him shirtless across the room. And I feel like for a urban fantasy fae book about like a rape victim, I kind of wanted a little more seriousness and darkness and intrigue rather than just kind of like, ooh, his abs are out. So the book actually follows this girl named Callie, who is a siren, so she can like influence people to do things with her speaking to them. The book takes place in dual POV of like her now versus her when she was 16, and when she was 16 she made this deal with the Bargainer, who's this guy who is like in the supernatural world. I don't know how much I can tell you about him without spoiling it, but he's like the guy in the book. Anytime that you make a deal with the Bargainer, you owe him a favor, and so she meets him when she's 16 and kind of falls in love with him as like a little teen crush, but she ends up calling him back to her over and over and accruing like 300 favors she owes him. So then the book takes place 7 years later when he finally comes back to have her repay those favors, and it goes into talking about the Fae world and their relationship and just stuff. So would I recommend it? Yeah, if you need something fast and fun. I say it's like Akamath, but it's not as good as Akamath. Okay, what's my life today, kids? Question for y'all. You'll probably have clicked off the vlog by now, but I have a question. I posted a tweet a little bit ago. I was like, frick it, I'm gonna lose weight before the next Shatter Me book, because if I need motivation, that's my motivation. But the problem is, I tweeted that a couple weeks ago and haven't done anything. I mean, I've gone healthier grocery shopping. I'm trying to go dairy free, so I've like converted a little bit. Like if you look at my pantry, there's like a can of peas. Who am I? I'm eating healthier, trying to. It's 5 p.m. and all I've eaten today is applesauce and pretzels. But the problem is, I don't feel like going to the gym. So I'm just like, how do I motivate myself to go do that? And like, I can walk up and down the stairs in my building, but like, does that do anything? It just takes like 2 hours out of my day to walk to the gym, work out, walk back, and shower. And I'm like, oh my god, is that what normal people's lives are like? I don't like that. You know how much homework I have? A lot. So here's the question. I was wondering if I should start doing separate vlogs for a workout vlog journey, I guess. I just feel like I need some type of motivation. There's nothing keeping me binded to eating healthy and doing exercise. I got home from Easter break and my mom sent me home with this huge ass slice of cake, and I'm like, I literally opened it and was like, oh, I'm gonna have that. Then I was like, I haven't eaten today. Like, I need to eat food. I'm thinking I might hold myself more accountable if I do a vlog, also to get some advice, because there's stuff like, do I eat before or after a workout? What do I work out? How do you lose weight? I don't know. So if I kind of want to create a community around that, but I don't know if you guys even care. Well, let me know. I'm gonna go do laundry. Okay, bye. You always find the rain in rainbows, and I thought that you were safe within all your cracks showed, and I could wear that dress. You won't look your best. I could get undressed. You would still look depressed. It's all too much. You're so cold to touch. You don't open up. You don't open up.